Mr. Assange, who's an Australian citizen, is wanted in the US for leaking secret military files over a decade ago.
A London court has heard WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange's final plea to avoid extradition to the US on espionage charges, bringing the 14-year saga one step closer to its final act. The US government has been trying to extradite Assange from the UK since 2021. In the United States, he faces criminal charges, including 17 counts of violating the Espionage Act for publishing classified military and diplomatic cables on the whistleblowing site WikiLeaks about the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. The Espionage Act makes it illegal to disclose potentially damaging national security secrets to unauthorized individuals. This is the first time the Espionage Act has been used in the United States to charge a journalist or reporter for doing their job.
His case has reopened debate over whether Assange is a journalist and publisher or something more sinister. And many defending him say free speech and an independent press is also at stake.
How was he able to get the information initially?
Most of it came from Chelsea Manning, who at the time was Private Bradley Manning.
Oh, so he as a journalist got it from another military officer.
Who leaked it to him, yes.
Who leaked it to him, and he leaked it to them.
Definitely with Iraq and Afghanistan.
Do you think that Julian Assange understood the risk of what he was doing when he first did it?
I personally think he did know. I mean, as a journalist, you take these risks in the greater good of, public service.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, is that he knew that it was a risk to do that, and he put it out because he felt like the truth needed to be out there of what the military was really up to. And I have seen some of those videos, and they are very revealing about what kinds of things the military does that no one would approve of.
Yeah, they're war crimes. They're actual
Right.
war crimes under international law.
Right. So the way I see it, in our today's modern age, if you're committing war crimes and you've got thousands of people working for you, whether it's the military or any government organization or a corporation, someone's going to feel compelled to want to bring that truth to light because they're going to feel like it's wrong, and it is wrong. So that's the situation.
Yeah, and it's crazy that no one else has been prosecuted for actually committing these alleged war crimes, but he's going to be prosecuted for exposing the truth.
I don't support him being put in prison for that, but as a journalist, how does it make you feel?
It makes me incredibly concerned for the future of press freedoms, because when it comes to Assange, for some reason there is still an international debate over whether he's considered a journalist or not. The government says that he's not because they just don't see him as a member of the press, but they could say that about anybody. And there is really no legal distinction between what Julian Assange has done as a publisher and what news outlets like the New York Times do. A journalist's job is to expose official crimes and cover-ups and help sources maintain anonymity. He's done that with WikiLeaks. Plus, the US government has never alleged that any of the information released by WikiLeaks is false. So far, it's all true. Journalists are allowed to publish information obtained via a third party if it concerns the public. And as you just said, WikiLeaks revelations are of public concern. Some of the information leaked by WikiLeaks includes the Collateral Murder video, which showed the US military gunning down Reuters news staff in Iraq, the Afghan war logs, which detailed how coalition forces killed civilians, and the Trans-Pacific Partnership investment chapter, the Saudi cables, Guantanamo files, and so on. So these are really important stories that the public has the right to know about, and the outcome of this case is going to impact press freedom, journalism, and publishing if he's extradited to the US.
The United States plotted to murder my husband. This case is an admission by the United States that they now criminalize investigative journalism. It's an attack on all journalists all over the world. It's an attack on the truth, and it's an attack on the public's right to know.
Yeah, okay, now that I understand the story better, I definitely feel like it's wrong to put him in prison for that. Although I do have friends that are against him, that, support him going to jail, and I guess they're in support of the military in that situation, but I don't feel like they understand the story well. I feel like they're understood the propaganda they've heard from their news organizations that just say, oh, he broke the law, he did something that was against the military, and we gotta support the military, rah, rah, rah.
Yeah, and you have to realize this is incredibly damaging information against the United States government. It is incredibly embarrassing, this information, and it's illegal under international law. So, of course, they're gonna come after Julian Assange, and they're going to say that he's not a member of the press, but...
Well, yeah, they're looking for whatever angle. I see. What a problem.
We don't know what's going to happen. The case is still ongoing, but a decision is expected to come any day now.
Yeah, it seems like in the world we live in, the military-industrial complex is one of the most powerful organizations that there is, and you can't even criticize it. If you talk about it on YouTube, you don't get seen. Whoops. I probably shouldn't have said that. Probably shouldn't have said that, right? Because now I'm afraid that they're going to censor this video.
Well, and what's fascinating to me is that so much of the press has not reported in depth on this case. They report on it, but like you said, they a lot of times just take the official U.S. government's position, which is not what you're supposed to do as a journalist.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. The military is responsible for going to other countries and getting resources for us, and that's critical to our capitalistic economy functioning, and so anything that could impact the wheels of capitalism profiting has to be turned against, and you have to manipulate the people of the society to think in favor of capitalism. So this is part of that. Am I wrong?
What do you think about these stories? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe if you like this episode. Thanks for watching. I'm Brigida.
She's Brigida.
And I'm Tyson.
And I'm Tyson.